Welcome to the 6th video on the Blue Book for short citing. The topic of this video is the short citation form for cases. In this video we will learn how to short cite cases using id. We will learn how to short cite previously cited material that's not immediately before what you were citing. And finally we will learn how to short cite public domain cases. Short citing in legal writing is done through using id. Id is the short form used in legal citation to refer to the immediately preceding authority. It saves time, space, and reduces citation clutter. Id can also be used for several authorities, including cases and statutes. Here's my tip. Id should never cause confusion to the reader. Ask yourself, will my reader know what id refers to? The answer to that question should always be clear. Id can be underlined or italicized. Please note that the period after id is always underlined or italicized. Id may be used in a variety of ways. For example, you can use id in place of a case that was the immediately preceding authority. Let's look at this example. The cite here tells us that the authority for the first case is in Marbury v. Madison and is located on page 163. Now let's look at the next sentence. The id here means that the preceding citation, Marbury v. Madison, located on page 163, is the exact same citation in the second sentence. So your reader will know that if they want to find authority for what you have stated in the second sentence, they can always go to page 163. To refer to a different page within the immediately preceding citation, add at and the page number after id. Look at this example. The second sentence states, the commission was signed and sealed by the President but not delivered. ID at 155. Now the second sentence is still found in Marbury v. Madison, but it's not found on page 163. It's found on page 155. Short citation can also be used later in the same document, even if it's not immediately following the sentence you full cited. Let's look at Schwab v. Schwab as an example. Say you cited Schwab in your first paragraph and then again in the third paragraph. To short cite Schwab, first, use only one party's name in the short form citation. Second, omit the first page of the opinion, which is page 752, and replace it with an at. Acceptable forms of short form citation look as follows. Generally, the first party's name is retained in the short citation. Keep in mind whichever is most clear to your reader, however. An example of when you choose the second party's name is presented in the next slide. Let's look at another example in State v. Cunningham. Blue Book Rule 10.2.1 sub F provides that you should use only one party's name in a short form citation, unless the party's name is a geographical or governmental unit. Acceptable short forms for State v. Cunningham would be as follows. Note, the Blue Book also allows for this short case cite. I want to caution you, however. Use only the short form that will be clear to your reader. Finally, let's talk about short citing public domain cases. As a disclaimer, short citing public domain is seldom very short. While id may be used for citing authority which you have full cited in the immediately preceding sentence, any other short cites are going to be a little longer. This is because much of the public domain information needs to be retained. Additionally, as you will see in the next couple of slides, paragraphs are naturally shorter than pages. So you will often be required to change the paragraph number of what you were citing, even if you were citing information that is located shortly after what you had previously cited. Let's look at some examples.
Notice we follow similar rules for short-citing public domain cases. For instance, we can use id if citing the same paragraph and page of the immediately preceding citation. If the citation is to the same case but a different page and/or paragraph number of the immediately preceding authority, id can be used, but then must be followed by the paragraph number as well as the short citation form for the regional reporter with the page number. The final format, and the longest, is when we short cite to a public domain case that was not the immediately preceding authority. Like with other short citations, we can shorten a case name to just Roth. However, notice, if we are not citing the same paragraph or page number, the entire public domain citation must remain, as does the paragraph, as does most of the Northwest 2nd information, minus the first page of the case. As you can see in this example, while the full cite example is on the same page of the Northwestern Reporter as the short cite example, the public domain paragraph in the full cite is paragraph 12, while the short cite is paragraph 17.
This example demonstrates why we use the longer version of the public domain short cite so often. In the full citation of the case, you will notice that we are citing to material in paragraph 9 on page 878 of the Northwestern Reporter. If our next citation is to the same case but to paragraph 10 of the public domain, we would need to use the short citation form. Even though the information is relatively close together, in fact, note that the same page is used in the Northwestern Reporter, which is 878, because the info we want to cite is in a different paragraph, we cannot merely use id. Rather, we need to use the longer short citation form. This concludes Blue Book video number 6.